Yeah, thank you so much, Melissa. I'm honored to be here. Kim's my partner in crime here, and we're actually huge travelers. We've traveled all around Arizona. And one of the things that really blew us away about Local First AZ is not only the amazing work they're doing in major cities like Phoenix, but every single small town we went to had something really positive to say. Local First AZ was making a difference. And that just really, blew us away by, the work you're doing all over Arizona. So thank you for all the work that you do. All right. So, everyone, welcome. I'm excited. This is a perfect time to be able to drop some knowledge bombs. So I actually launched LocalFi in late December 2018, but I've been focused on local SEO and local digital marketing for over 9 years now. And just a little bit background of my why is that my dad actually grew up owning and operating an international mask and puppet museum. Yes, you heard that right. So I was juggling at a very young age. And one of the things I saw is that while he was one of the only theater companies that was able to survive in Syracuse, he was so focused on needing to get donations, get grants, and really he had to pull himself out of the thing that he loved doing, the thing he was best at, which was art, which was theater, and he had to really focus on just keeping the business alive. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to create freedom for local businesses. I wanted them to be able to focus on what they are most passionate about, what they do the best, so they can spread their gift to the community. And I'm just really focused on helping local communities everywhere because I believe, local businesses are the cornerstone of every community, and that when you're happiest, it's you are doing what you're best at. That's helping local community. So that's just a quick little background on why I'm in this industry. So this is Kim and I. We are huge travelers. We've been to 35 national parks in the last 3 years. This is us in Sedona. We've summited, I don't know, 50 plus mountains at this point. And we just love traveling and love being able to support local community all over the U.S. We're just really proud to be able to help grow, different businesses in so many different industries. Just to share some of the clients that we have now, and you'll actually notice some of them are local First AZ members. So we're able to help tons of businesses in a ton of different areas because what we're focused on is driving local business to you. And so on this webinar, what I really want to focus on is actually giving all of you real actionable items that you can take from today, put in and implement like later this week and actually see real results. I know a lot of you have probably looked into SEO, have looked into digital marketing. It is a large, complex field, but I'm going to be simplifying it and showing you the action items that you can take that actually make a real result in your business, and especially opening it up and communicating to your customers and your prospects on, what you're offering and how they can do business with you. So that's is everyone ready, excited to get started and actually see some inside knowledge? A lot of this is trade secrets I've actually never shared with almost anyone. So I'm excited to be able to share them with all of you. All right. So, um, first off, is what is SEO and what is local SEO? So SEO is search engine optimization, and that is essentially how where do you show up when somebody's Googling you or searching on the web for you? How high does your website show up? It's a little bit different than local SEO, which is how highly do you show up on things like Google Maps, Yelp, TripAdvisor. What we found is that actually local SEO is almost always far more affordable and one of the highest ROIs that a local business that is trying to draw local customers in can actually go after. It's so powerful because it actually shows up super high on local search. And so you're actually getting the most prime real estate on Google. So let's take a look at a search term right here. As you can see, best escape room Tempe. This is a common search term. People are going to type best restaurant near me, a variety of these different local searches. And you can see what shows up. Literally the first thing that shows up above websites is your Google Maps 3-pack or snack pack. Different people are going to call it. And so you can see that this is literally the top place. This gets over 45% of all clicks now, where when you go down to websites, this is getting about 12%, 10%, 8%, and kind of goes down from there. So you can see how powerful this is. And you can see, the social proof is so big. So word of mouth advertising is obviously one of the most effective types of advertising out there. However, it's not like extremely scalable. What you're able to do with local SEO and with collecting reviews in the right places is actually take word of mouth advertising and put it online. Think about if somebody really loves your business, they're generally going to tell 3 people about it. But if they leave a review online in the right place, they're telling hundreds to thousands of people about it every single day. So it's important to make sure that you're getting the reviews and getting them in the right places. So just want to highlight, as you can see right here, this is one of our clients, the Zone Escape Rooms, is also a Local First AZ member. And you can see, they're showing up #1 with this search term. The next thing I want to show you is your Google My Business card. Most businesses don't actually realize they have a Google My Business card. This is if you type in the name of your business. I would encourage everyone to do this right now so they can see what their business card looks like. And you can see over here, this is what the business card looks like. And you can see it takes up the entire page if optimized correctly. So this is so powerful because if you think about, again, the real estate you have on Google, this is taking up almost 40% of the space, and it gives so much information, so much social proof. It is a huge tool for you. So a couple things to highlight on here so that you're aware. The #1 thing here is your cover image. Now, a lot of businesses, if you Google yourself, you'll see maybe the cover image is not the most flattering. A lot of people have actually never set their cover image, and you'll have a Google business card if you've been in business for long enough. Even if you've never created one, Google automatically populates it for you. And this cover image will usually be the Google vehicle taking the outside picture of either your house, if you're located at your house, or your business. It's usually not a very flattering photo. So I know when we first started working with the Zone, their picture was actually just of the stairwell. So, we were able to go in and make sure that the signs in there that you can see where they're actually located. A couple other features to be aware of on your Google business card. Obviously, you have the reviews here. Google will actually pull reviews in from different review sources as well. You have your description, which is really big. Make sure you're updating your description as you're reopening. And then you actually have Google Posts, which we're going to go into a little bit more. But this is a newer feature. It's been around for a little over a year now. But this actually lets you directly communicate with people and share your different offerings. And especially as you're reopening now, this is going to be so big to share that one, you're reopening, what services you're offering, how people can take advantage of those. And so posts on this is one of very few local businesses are doing it, and it's extremely powerful to do so. So I'm actually going to bring you in the back end in just a second and show you exactly how to do a post on your Google My Business. So let's jump into, I want to jump into the back end so that you can actually see what this looks like. One thing I do want to show you is I'm going to go through different ways to optimize it, but just so that you know from the beginning, how does this help you? This is a brand new client that we just started optimizing on the 14th. We did the first round of Google optimization. You can see the huge increases in map views and search views that have gone up, over a 50% increase in website, increase in calls. We're just in the very beginning of this, and you're already seeing in just 1 week. And here's a stat. You can see the growth. You can tell when we optimized it was right here. So it grows quickly. It can go very quickly if you optimize it correctly. And you're really just getting in front of the people who are looking for your services right now. That's what's so powerful about it. Over 70% of people who use a local search term and look at a Google Maps or Yelp listing are going to take action within 24 hours to do business with one of those businesses. So it's not just people who are doing research. These are people who are ready to take action to do business with you right now. So let's actually go back. Here's my back end. How you get into your Google My Business is you can just type in Google My Business in Google or www.google.com/business. And that is how you log into the back end. If you don't have a listing, you can still go to Google My Business with those URLs and actually create your listing right now, go through the verification process. If you already have a listing, you can go into your back end right now. And I'm just going to actually go through each section and show you exactly how we optimize it to get such good results for our clients. So the first area you're going to want to go into is your info section. This holds all of the base information about your website. Here's where your name is. This is your different categories. You can actually have up to 5 categories. It's one thing that a lot of people miss. Make sure they are relatable categories. You don't want to put in like a fake category, but this is definitely a way to show up for additional keywords. And one thing that you're going to do while you're optimizing your local listing, your GMB, your Google My Business, is put in keywords, which keywords are essentially what are people searching online. For us, that's digital marketing or SEO. So we make sure that those keywords are in our listings. All right, so moving on, you have your address, and then you have your service areas. You can have up to 12 service areas. Now, this is really if you're going outside of your business and serving people at their location. If people are coming to your location, you generally are not going to have service areas in here. Obviously, you have hours, phone number. There's actually now a quick link that you can establish, which is cool because it drives people right to your Google business card. You have your website. You can even put in appointment links. If people can book directly from your website, you can actually have an appointment link allowing people to directly book when they Google you and find your Google business card. You also have services. This is really cool because you can actually go now into services and list all your different services that you offer. This is going to help, again, show up for your different keywords, your different services. And on a phone, when you're looking at someone's Google My Business listing, you're on Google Maps, you find the listing, there'll actually be a menu button now. And for non-restaurants, all of the services will show up. For restaurants, the menu will show up if you have it filled out. You also have your description. So this is important to fill out. You have 750 characters. So it is fairly short, about 2.5 paragraphs. But again, this is really where you can add additional keywords. So this is the first thing that you're going to want to go in and make sure that you filled out every single one of these. Now, I do want to give a warning. There are some of these that we call trigger events, which can trigger a more in-depth review and sometimes can cause you to need to re-verify. So if you ever change your name, your categories, your address, those can sometimes trigger re-verifications. So just be careful if you don't want to go through the whole postcard re-verification process on changing those specific items. All right. So moving on, so like I said, this is the first thing that we're going to do is fill all of this information. Next, we're going to go to our photos. Photos are so important. Google loves to see updated photos, regular photos, and you actually have different areas that you can put photos in. And we always recommend having 3 of each category, at least if you're able to. So here you can go in and, you can, click on interior and you can see, this is inside of our office. Here's the outside of our office with, so you can see that in exterior. If you have at work, you have team. There's a variety of different categories that you can put in. Now, I do want to show you identity. This is a big secret right now for all of you. The way to change your cover image, that first image that shows, is through changing this cover image here. Now, you can't force Google to put an image in. It will kind of pick which one they want to, but the cover image is going to be the one they most often force into it. And so this is where you want to change it. If you put a picture in there and Google doesn't accept it and update it, then just try putting a different picture in there and then going back to that picture. Google does generally like to see the outside of your building. If you're a building that people can walk into, that's generally going to be the image that they want to show first. But as you can see, we were able to force in, us as, our cover photo. So, that's just how you force that in. That's kind of an insider secret here. So photos are big. We actually do photo drip campaigns. So we're going to be adding photos every month. And make sure when you're adding photos that you name them. So you don't want to just add a photo that says 23xpp at 8. Like, name it on a category that makes sense for your business, because Google will actually then read those and index them, and you can actually show up on Google image search with that. So that's another kind of insider hit. All right, so there's a couple really cool things that Google has added in that you can now utilize. One of them is products. So you can actually go in and add products now. And this is really cool because you can start sharing with your customers what you have to offer. So let me just show you an example of that. So, if you type in jewelry store Cottonwood, you can see, the question is, which business would you want to do business with if you look at this? This is obviously the clear answer and is one of our clients. So let's look at the Google business card. As you can see, this is the Google business card. and you can actually see where the products are showing up right here. And so right from like immediately when somebody Googles them, they can see the quality of work they're doing, the different types of products they're offering. It's a really cool new feature that they've added that a lot of companies are taking, good benefit of. So just want to let you know that is there, and you can do that. Now, this is where the services area is. Now, Google has changed this. They kind of completely redesigned services in the last 3 or 4 months. You might, if you did fill this out originally, you might have to go back and kind of refill it out. We found that a lot of ours either got wiped or kind of got organized weirdly when they did an update. But you can see, these are the different services, and you can easily go in and add another service here. You can either add another business category and then added services underneath that. And this is really, really powerful. Again, as we said, for increasing your SEO, getting additional keywords in, and quickly being able to communicate with your consumers what offerings you have. Now, this is also a really interesting feature. They have this website tab over here. Google will actually now create a website for you. This can be great for smaller businesses who may not have a website, or even businesses that are in the process of designing a website, because it can take some time. This website, while not like the most customizable, is actually quite a nice little website. So I'm going to show you an example of one that Google does. And Google will actually take all the information that you've filled out in your info, in your posts, and your photos, and populate the website for you. So if you've optimized your Google My Business listing, it takes about 3 minutes to create a website from it. So with Galena's, they actually had some issues with their website going into the fourth quarter. And so I was like, hey, we have to have, a decent website. So let me just create one for you right now, so we at least have that. And so this is kind of what it looks like. You can see you can have the cover image. Anytime you do a post, which I'm about to show you how to do, it will populate here. So you can see all these posts. It will actually show some testimonials, which is awesome. You can actually put in some content, so we have different content in there. You have gallery, you have the location. So as you can see, it's a simple one-page website, but it does get the job done, and it's a better solution for a lot of small businesses than trying to have a friend build a website for free in many cases. So just want to show you that that is a free thing that you get when you optimize, and just, all you have to do is go down here, click on the website tab, and it will bring up your website. And then you can then go through and add, you can change the theme in here. You can add some text, you can add some photos, but in general, it just grabs the content that you've already put into your local business account, which is so cool. So let's show posts. This, I think, is one of the most powerful things that you can do right now when you're reopening to communicate with your customer base. So as you can see here, you actually can offer a variety of different types of posts. As you can see, we just did a post about this webinar. But so there's a couple different things that I want to show you. First is what's new. This is a standard post. It's kind of like a social media post, and you can post, about different offerings, services, specials, but it will only stay live for 1 week, and then it will disappear. So that's just to keep in mind here. You have offers as well. Offers are really cool because, as you can see from one of our other clients, you can actually put in coupon codes right here. So you can see there's a coupon code. You can direct people where to click or where to call. There's a lot of really cool things with offers that you can do. So if you go in to add an offer, you can see here that you can add a photo, you can add the offer, and then down here you can click add more details. So you can offer detail coupon codes, and then you can ask for a link to redeem that if you want to. So that's how you really set up an offer, and this can be really, really great for the specials you're doing, or I know a lot of restaurants right now are having like a date night package, or a picnic package. This is a great place to put this offer, because when people are searching for food near me and then they find your listing and then they see that offer, oh, that's great, I want to do that, and then they'll take action on it. So this is so powerful. I also want to show you events. Events is a really interesting thing. Oh, this is, you can see here is an event that we posted when we volunteered for the Arizona Fall Fest on the green team, Go Green Team. So events are really cool because, again, when you add an event, you can select a start date and an end date. And one of the tactics that we use here is, while a normal post will only stay live for 7 days, an event will stay live until the end date. So if you want to just do one post and have it stay live for a while, like we're doing with the Zone Escape Room right now, they're running an event where there's 25% off their coupon code or their gift cards. And we set that to be live until the May 34th. So that's going to stay live and you're going to see it. So if you just want to do one post, have it stay live on your Google business account for longer than 7 days, you can create an event around it and actually set that end date to when you want it to kind of end on your Google My Business card. So just want to show you that it's again, a hidden tactic to get these posts to stay up a little bit longer than that week. So this is the basis of posts. If anyone has any questions about posts, let me know right now. This is one of the most underutilized tools for customers and for local businesses, and it's so powerful when done correctly. We've had situations where the one that made me laugh was with Galina's Fine Jeweler. They had someone who came in and bought some jewelry. She left. She actually saw a post that I did about them buying gold and jewelry. When she got home, came back into the store and was like, I didn't know that you offered that. And then they were able to do another transaction where they bought a bunch of her jewelry. So this is where it can be so powerful, and you can really educate consumers on different offerings. Websites sometimes can be hard to quickly tell your consumers about different offerings, especially brand new things that you're offering. These posts are the perfect way to do it. All right. So just reviewing quickly, to do this optimization, first I go into info and update all of these aspects of it. The next thing that I'm going to do is add the photos in. Then I'm going to add the products and services in. If I want to launch a website, I'm going to do that after I've done everything else, because it will pull all the information that I've put into it. One of the other cool things that you can see is, again, the insights. So right here, you can go to insights and you can see different things. So just to show you, this is listing on maps. So that's on Google Maps. And then this is listing on search. So that's that map 3-pack we were talking about when you're showing up in this area right here. So the listing on search is what I call actually the money spot, because this is one of the most clicked spaces on all of Google. And so that's really my aim, is to get into the top 3 of our different keywords, because then you're showing up on just a normal Google search. So that's what's so powerful about Google My Business now, and why it's become the highest rate of return for almost any marketing avenue for local businesses. Is not only are you showing up on Google Maps, but you're going to be showing up on regular Google search. You're going to be showing up on Google image search. So there's a ton of different really cool things. You can actually, the events that I showed you as well, those get indexed now and are shown on Google Events as well. So just by optimizing your GMB listing, your Google My Business listing, you actually start showing up in a variety of different places around the web. And as we showed you just from these stats right here, I just showed you exactly what we did for our client, and you can see the massive jump in visibility. And this is just going to grow tremendously as we go on. But, he went from, 50 views, 20 to 50 views a day to, almost 800 views. And that's in 1 week. And that's going to, we know that this will be continuous and growing tremendously. So just kind of want to just show you those stats so you can really get a sense of how powerful this is. Now, I do want to give a couple other, so this is the on-page optimization. There's a couple other things that really matter in terms of you actually ranking for local SEO and showing up on Google My Business. One big one is actually getting reviews. So about 5 years ago, I actually learned how to code a review link to bring people directly to a review box. Google finally caught up with us and is now providing that right to you. So right on your homepage, if you click Share Review Form, this will actually pull up a review link that you can use. You can see you can grab this and you can put that in, and what will happen actually is it immediately pulls up the review box. This makes it so much easier for customers to be able to leave you reviews if you provide them with this link. Because if you just ask them to review you, it's like a 5-step process. They have to go onto Google, they have to search your name, they have to find your listing, they have to scroll down the reviews, they have to click reviews, they have to click write a review. It's a process, and that's why most people will only see about a 5 to 10% conversion when they ask people to leave reviews. However, when you provide them with this quick link and just say, all you have to do is click this link and leave your rating. That's a one-step process. And we're typically seeing that the conversion jumps up to about 30 to 50% when utilizing this system over just traditionally asking, hey, can you leave me a review at Google? So this is really, really powerful now that Google's offering that. Now, what I oftentimes will do is I'll actually go and I'll put it into a bit link so that I can have just a really quick little link. And so one thing that I ask all of you, if you've had great experiences with Local First AZ, I would encourage you all to leave reviews for them right now on the Google My Business. And this is the bit link, as you can see right up here. So it's bit.ly /local first AZ review. And if you click that and you go into it, you will see the review box just opens right up and you can leave a review. So highly, I know we've been blown away by the work that Local First does. So if you feel inspired to leave a review, I encourage everyone to do that to help them out. And this is where you can see this is the Google My Business listing. And with the work they do, they should have hundreds and hundreds of reviews. So definitely support them with that. Okay, so these are the main thing. Okay, so the next big thing obviously is getting reviews and then responding quickly to reviews. Google likes to see you respond within 48 hours. And so once you've gotten a review, you can see you actually will go to this review tab over here. And you can actually go in, we've replied to all of our reviews, but you can actually then click reply if you haven't replied yet, and then leave your response right here. And like I said, we always try and do this within 48 hours because speed of how quickly you respond to these reviews does actually factor into your ranking now. Now, the next thing to look at that's offsite that's really, really important in ranking is called citations. Many of you have probably heard of citations before. These are essentially other business sites listing your business information. And Google looks at it essentially like the more sites that list your business information, the more votes you get. So the more reputable you must be, so the higher we're going to rank you. So on my website, actually, localfi.us, if you go to free business scan, you can actually run a free business scan right here. We have Local First up, so we can actually show you how this looks when you run this scan. And so you can see this actually will show you how you're showing up across the web. Many people will have a scan that looks very similar to this. They're going to be shown on the major platforms. They're not going to have listings on many of the other platforms. And it's important, as we said, to have those listings because, again, it's a vote in confidence for Google and it helps increase your ranking. So this is one of the first things that we're always going to do for our clients is get them listed on all of these platforms. The other big thing is to make sure there's not inconsistency. So you can actually see if you've ever moved a business or you've moved into a business that used to be another business, you have wrong data across the web is what it comes across. And you can see right here, this will help you see, this is an old listing or old address. And you can see even here's an old phone number for Chamber of Commerce. So this scan can be really, really helpful in helping you identify where some of that wrong information is. In order to fix this, there's a couple different things you can do. One is you can try and manually go and do it. And you can actually do a lot of this manually. It is time consuming, but it definitely is beneficial. I did manual for many, many years. However, now there's software out there that can allow you to quickly be able to essentially fill out all your data once, and it will then push that data to all the different listings. So we actually use one of the highest end softwares out there to do that. So many local agencies like mine will actually just include that in our monthly management fee. But if you want to do this yourself, probably the most value place that I can send you is Moz Local. I have no affiliate with Moz Local, but it's, I believe, with the pricing, it's $129 a year or $299 a year. That's one of the cheapest for any directory listing out there, and they do good work. They're not the best out there, but they do in terms of value. I think, if you're just starting out and wanting to get these listings correct, I would suggest looking at them first. All right, so that is key. So getting all of these fixed up is going to be really big in terms of you, again, ranking. And those really, guys, are the main things that you have to do to start seeing results. That's really it. I already showed you the stats from range time and the results you're seeing. That's what we've done. Now, we as an agency do a lot more because we're trying to rank you extremely high, get you the top rankings in the different cities. But just being on Google Maps and doing that, the little things that I showed you right now, which should only take you a couple hours to do, will make a big impact for your company. I've seen it time and time and time again. I mean, we've worked with over 50 different companies at this point. So just want to just encourage you all to really invest that little bit of time to really make a big difference for your company. Okay, so that is Google My Business. For us, it's been one of the most powerful tools out there. We think it's the not only extremely big in terms of visibility, but it's also really big in conversion. Think about it. If somebody hears about your business, what is the first thing they're going to do? Well, they're going to Google you. And the first thing that they're going to see is this Google My Business card. They're going to see the reviews. They're going to see your pictures. This is your first impression, and first impressions make such a difference. And so this is why the Google business card is so important, is because you could be losing customers you don't even know about because they Google you and they see the picture of the bad picture that Google put up for you, and no reviews, or oftentimes there will be one or two reviews and one of them will be a negative review. And so you've been a great company who's done great work and you have a 3-star review, a 3-star rating, because you've won 5-star and won 1-star. So definitely make sure that this is looking great for you, because it makes such a big impact on conversion. We found that our sales cycle actually reduced in half after we really fully optimized our Google My Business listing. All right, so the next thing that I want to jump into is actually how to communicate with your clients about reopening. There's a fair bit of fear out there, but there's also excitement. People want to be supporting local businesses, but sometimes they don't know how. One example for me is, we actually found a business that we really liked on Uber Eats. We ordered, it was delicious. And so I saw on Facebook that they offered a picnic deal, but I couldn't find on the website anything about the picnic deal. I had no clue how to order it. I'm a go-getter, and I can tell you, I was really, really nervous to just call the company and ask them about this picnic deal that I had seen on Facebook once. And I don't know entirely why I was nervous, but I know if I'm really nervous about something like that, consumers are going to be nervous. And there wasn't a clear pathway. That's the key. There was no clear pathway on, this is the offering we have. This is exactly how you get the offering. So when I called, I had to ask, okay, do you offer this? Yes. And then there was so many different things I had to choose from. Then I had to ask, well, do I go inside? Do I go outside? It was just a very confusing process. So what's really key is communicating in the main places people are looking. So where are the 3 main places that people are looking right now when they want to see what your offerings are? It's going to be Google My Business. And we just showed you both extremely important aspects on that is your description. Update your description to let them know what different specials you have, and your post right here. Both of those things are going to be how you quickly communicate through Google My Business. And Google My Business is like the #1 way people are finding local businesses in today's age. The second place is going to be on Facebook. So Facebook actually has grown a lot as a marketing avenue, especially a communication avenue to current customers through this pandemic. So make sure that you post the same kind of offering right on Facebook. And again, communicate, even over communicate. These are the exact steps you need to take to have this offer. In order to get this, please give us a call at this number. Let us know about if you want this, this, or this. At that point, you will come in and pick up from our register. And really the step-by-step process, because that removes this fear of uncertainty. A confused buyer is not a buyer. So the third place that you want to make sure that you're replicating the same thing is on your website, because people still are going to go onto your website to look. So this is an example of a website we just are finishing up right now. And you can see we put a banner on the top with a COVID update where you can click learn more and instantly see what safety procedures are being taken place. So this is really key, because a lot of people, you're going to kind of have two different kinds of consumers right now. Those are consumers that are ready to go out. They want to get social again. They're out there. Then you're going to have another half of the population that's still really pretty nervous. They want to make sure that they're being safe, and they want to understand what your safety procedures are. So by being able to communicate your safety procedures on your Google My Business, on your Facebook and on your website, it's really going to help ease that fear and that nervousness and cause people again to take action right now. So that's why having that the messaging is so important, and really detailing every single aspect of, hey, this is exactly how you actually get this offer. Because very few businesses are doing that. They're saying, hey, we have this offer, but they're not communicating how you actually get it. Great. So the final thing that I really want to talk about that is so powerful is reviews. So as you can see, we're in, everyone looks at reviews nowadays. And when you go and you can actually see what people are saying, and this is really huge in terms of causing conversion, wanting people to take action. As you can see from the zone, they have 574 reviews at 4.9 star. They're a great business, and you can go in and read all about the different things they have to offer. So, but what I really want to talk about with reviews is, how do you get your customers to craft you perfect reviews that actually help you overcome your prospects' objections? Think about this. Every single company has about 3 to 5 main objections that your prospects are always going to have. You should be able to identify what those 3 to 5 are. When you're having to overcome those objections, it's hard. It's hard with sales. It takes time. And everything. However, when you can get your customers to write reviews that overcome those objections for you, I can just tell you from personal experience and talking to my clients, selling becomes a lot more fun, because you're not actually convincing your customers to move forward anymore. You're not overcoming those objections. Your customers are overcoming those objections for you. All right, so how does this formula look? It's a 3-step formula that's really designed in order to get people to want to take action. First, what you want to do is identify what are our 3 main objections that we come across. Then identify a client that had that objection coming in and had great results with your system, with your restaurant, whatever it is. And then you want to ask them to write the review in a specific way. Number 1 is actually have that client talk about that objection. For instance, one of our objections is, oh, I've been burned by other marketing companies. Every single person's been burned by a marketing company, me included. So that's one of our main objections that we come across every time. So we actually have clients who talk about it in the reviews and the video testimonials and written testimonials. Hey, I've been burned by marketing agencies before, so I was pretty hesitant. However, I was referred to Isaac. He really put me at ease, so I decided to move forward with him. Right there, he's talking about that first objection, right? So the prospect can relate, oh, I have that objection too. So that's the first part. Actually list the objection. Number 2 is actually talk about the results and the experience. Even though I was nervous, once we started going in, Isaac sent me reports every single month. Local5 was always sending me reports, was talking me through every single step. And within just a few months, we started seeing really awesome results. Not only were people finding us, but we found that we had to hire more employees because we had so many people coming in. Something like that talks about the actual experience. And that's kind of the review part. The thing is, most people just use that. That's all they do, is they just do that review part, which is great, but it doesn't overcome those objections. The third part of this formula is actually just the recommendation. I highly recommend this company, do business with them. You're not going to regret it. Something like that. So that's the 3 parts. Number 1, have the reviewer list their objection. Number 2, talk about their experiences. Number 3, actually actually refer the company. And this is so powerful. Generally speaking, you really only need about 3 of these reviews. You can use them on your website. You can create video testimonials. People rarely read more than 3 reviews. So if you have 3 really well-crafted reviews that overcome objections, that's really all you need. And you're just going to find that, again, doing business and selling just becomes so much more fun, because all the objections that prospects normally have, they've already been overcome by your current clients. How cool is that? Do people think that's cool? Let me know in the chat if you think that's cool, because it really changed our business. It's changed a lot of our clients' businesses. And yeah, it's just so powerful. So now, what do you do so here's a couple questions. Where should you be getting reviews, and what do you do with them? So first of all, I always say Google My Business is the best place to get reviews, because it's the first place people are seeing. Google reviews are actually now the most trusted reviews on the web. A lot of people just on their websites will have like written testimonials. but anyone could just fake that. A lot of times people are using like stock images. It's not really that trustworthy anymore. However, when you can show the review came from Google, that instantly adds credibility. So just to kind of show you what that looks like on a website, is if you go down, you can actually see that this is one of the widgets that we use, and you can see that it actually says Google right here. It will actually, show you exactly where the review is coming from. And you guys can get this free review widget right on the website right here. It's free. It's one of the best review widgets that I've come across. It will only show 4 and 5 star reviews. And I really like, again, how they structure it and actually show where it's coming from. Now, this is a software that you can upgrade, and if you upgrade it, you can actually show video reviews as well on top of that, which is really cool. But just the free review widget by itself is pretty powerful. So that is, where I suggest, the next best place is video testimonials. I always recommend people get 3 video testimonials, each one strategically overcoming one of your main objections, because then you can put those on your homepage, on your website. If you go through my website, you'll actually find there's a video testimonial on almost every single page. And then the next place is Facebook. Facebook is growing as a review platform, especially, again, when communicating with your current clients. Organic Facebook isn't always the best at driving new clients, but it's phenomenal at communicating with your current fans, your current clients, and getting reviews there. And those reviews will actually now show on a normal Google search as well, those Facebook reviews. So I didn't used to have people really focus on Facebook reviews, but I do think, especially with this pandemic, that this platform is growing more and more, and more people are utilizing it to figuring out these different offerings that customers or clients, different offerings that businesses are offering right now. So that is really there. Now, I do want to talk really quick about the review economy and the review community. One of the really powerful things that we can do as an organization, as Local First members, is that we can help other members by reviewing their companies. Think about this. There's 3,600 businesses that are part of Local First AZ. Just getting 10% of those businesses to share reviews is going to make a massive impact on your business. Now, I don't suggest creating fake reviews. I suggest doing business with that other business and legitimately leaving a review, or at least doing networking. I'll leave reviews sometimes because I'll do networking. Maybe our businesses didn't align. It didn't make sense for us to do business, but I can still tell, oh, this is a great business. I know other people. I understand the business now, so I can leave a legitimate review. So the review economy and the review community, I think, can be so amazingly powerful. That's why I'm asking all of you to leave a review for Local First AZ, just to help them because of all the amazing work that they're doing. And just keep this in mind and really start talking to the businesses that you're networking and seeing if you guys can leave each other reviews. I can't express how much of a difference this makes. Getting up to 30, 40, 50, 100 reviews makes such a massive impact on your business, not only in visibility, but also in conversion. And those reviews stay with you for the rest of your business life. That's what's so powerful about this. There's many different forms of advertising. They all have the pluses and minuses. PPC, pay-per-click advertising, for instance, you can get instant results on that. But once you've stopped paying, it's gone. When you work on your local platforms like Yelp and on Google and getting those reviews stay with you for the rest of your business life. You're really building a business asset, and it's your marketing asset that will continuously drive customers for the rest of your business life. So I just wanted to share that with you. Because we're all in Local First AZ, this is an amazing opportunity to be able to exchange reviews with other members. So I highly encourage that you start doing that to help all members out. So great. That is really my presentation today. I hope it was really helpful. I really tried to go out of my way to give everyone here real actionable items. I mean, I could keep talking about SEO forever, but there's so much with it. I really wanted to make an impact for all of you. So the things that I taught you today will make an impact if you actually execute on it. And I wanted to open up the floor for any questions that people may have. And Melissa, I know I don't see messages right now, but I know you were going to maybe, or questions, you're going to read some to me.
Yeah, so Kim has been going through and answering throughout the presentation. So I think everything or just about everything at least, that has been asked, she has already answered. But if anybody has a question directly for Isaac, just go ahead and unmute yourself, and you can, you don't have to type it into the chat box anymore. Just as an FYI, I have at least a few comments here saying this is the best presentation ever. And I definitely think sometimes SEO is a bit of a mystery. So I think you've taken some of the scariness out of it, and people appreciate it.
Absolutely. And I went to go like make a PowerPoint, and then I was like, people don't want to see a PowerPoint. Let me actually go and show the back end. Let's actually see what all of this stuff looks like. So, I really tried to design this presentation to give real actionable items, because I know a lot of times people might just talk about concepts, and those are gonna be great, but this can really make a big difference for you.
Question.
Yeah.
So I put it in the thing. This was amazing. You answered questions I've been asking for 4 years, and no one has ever been able to answer them. So thank you. And I've done a lot of my SEO on Google My Business, but not all of it. And I just wanted to find out, are you available for hire?
Yeah, so we are taking on new clients right now. You can see our website is localfi.us. It's localfi.us, as well as you can email us directly at support@localfi.us. Can you put that in? Oh, sorry, success at localfi.us. And she's going to put that in the chat right now. So you're welcome to send us an email, and Kim or one of our other account managers will reach out to you. One of the main things that we do first is we're going to actually run a deep dive initial discovery meeting. And so we're actually going to make sure that we think there's a great synergy there. And we actually run numbers first before we bring on any client. We're going to run the numbers to make sure that we think that the ROI that you need to see for it to make sense is something that we believe we can deliver. I think that's a little unique. I don't see a lot of other companies doing that. So it's one of the things that we really like to do, and it's one of the reasons we have such a high success rate. Cool. Any other questions? You can ask questions on I didn't really go into website SEO too much on this presentation because I really wanted to give great information on local SEO. But if people have questions on website SEO, or we didn't really talk about Yelp or TripAdvisor. Those are other platforms that we regularly use, is Yelp and TripAdvisor. I will say Yelp, I think they're a fairly unethical company for business owners now. I bet you I get a lot of people nodding their head. It's unfortunate because it is a great platform for consumers still, but they really bully local businesses. However, we still are on them for a lot of our industries, especially food industries, beauty industries, because a lot of people are still utilizing them. So we're still on Yelp. We just, we have different ways. We rarely will pay Yelp. We just utilize their platform. Sometimes it can make sense. TripAdvisor is great, especially if you're in the tourist industry or in those areas. TripAdvisor can be really powerful. So those are, generally speaking, the three main platforms that we're going to really build on. For some of our service-based companies, we're going to look at also Angie's List. There's a Home Advisor. There's a few other of those platforms out there. So those are the main platforms that we're always building. Generally speaking, we see about 75% of our traffic come from Google, maybe 20 from Yelp, and about 5 to 10 from TripAdvisor, kind of depending on the industry and the area. Okay. All right. So apparently we got a message asking about a little bit of, okay, I'll go quickly into some of the action items you can do on website SEO. So one of the first things that you want to make sure that you do is what's called having a NAP. This is your name, address, phone number. And this is going to be, generally speaking, in the footer of your website. And you're going to want to have this on every single page. So that's one of the first things I'm always going to look for. This should identically match your Google My Business listing. So make sure that it does. That's going to be really key. All right. So a couple key areas that you're going to want to look at when you're looking at SEO. So one of the first things is going to be your URL is the keyword you're looking for in your URL. So this is just a home page. It's usually not in the home page, but if you look at, the free business scan, you can see the free local business scan I put in there. So if people are looking kind of for a local scan, that's right in that URL. The next area that you're going to want to look is called the H1, H2 headers, right? So these are these bolded areas, the text. This is an H1 header. And so Google is first going to look at your URL, then they're going to look at what keywords are in your H1 header. So you want to make sure that you put your keyword in that H1 header and then put it in so this is an H2 header. It's a little bit smaller. And you can see, again, we have marketing agency here. So this is the different areas. And then you're going to have your text. In your text, you're going to want to have your keywords in your text again, but only about a density of 3 to 5%. You don't want to overload your website with keywords because Google has gotten really smart and sees that as spam now. So you want to make sure that it's only about 3 to 5% are going to use your keywords, as well as you want to use different keywords. So, I can say digital marketing agency. I can say SEO agency. I can say, marketing firm. These are slightly different words, but they're kind of seen as one grouping of keywords. You don't want to use the same keyword over and over and over again. Kind of use some of the similar type words that are maybe slightly different but mean the same thing. So those are the first few things. The other thing, again, we've talked about is the images. So you want to make sure that your image is named first off, and then you can actually put metadata into it. Generally speaking, you're going to need a software to do that, but you can add geotags, so you can add where you're actually located, and you can actually add keywords right inside the image, and Google crawls that. Oftentimes within like WordPress, you can add that metadata right in there as well. So that's another key thing about SEO. So one of the other things that here's a trick of the trade. If you right click on anyone's website, you can actually go to view page source, click on that. Don't get too scared, guys. This is the code of your website. So this is actually going in and looking at exactly what your code is. As you can see, it gets kind of crazy, but really all you need to do is look for meta. This is your metadata, which again is what Google is crawling to see. So you can see what are your different meta areas. So you can have the meta description is right here. So become the most popular business in your area, learn how to market your local business. This is actually your meta description is what's going to show up on a Google search. So, your website will show up and then there's like a little paragraph that talks after that. That's actually your meta description. And so you want to make sure you have good keywords in here as well as that it will, when people see it, they want to take action. As well as, a lot of SEO, a lot of web builders will have like areas where you can add keywords. So I know like Wix, you can kind of go to this SEO section and you can fill out keywords and that will actually populate it in the meta keyword area. On WordPress, I always like to work on WordPress because it gives the most customizable, but also you can put in plugins to make it very simple to build as well. But Yoast, SEO, YOAST, is a plugin that's a free plugin and it's one of the best out there for WordPress. So that will actually go through and actually look at, does your H2 header or H1 header match your keyword? What's your keyword density? What's your metadata? It's a really good guide to do that kind of local SEO. So that's a very quick overview of on-site local SEO. I don't want to get too more complicated than that right now, because we could go down the rabbit hole. Cool. Does anyone else have any other questions? I am here for you to answer any that you may have. Or anything you want to learn about? Yep. All right. Cool. Well, I just want to thank everyone for being on. It's my honor to be able to help share this knowledge. I know we're going through a very challenging time for local business, local community. But I'm just so grateful to have such incredible organizations like Local First AZ, who, they are working their tails off to be able to support local businesses so much. So thank you again, Local First AZ, for everything that you do for Arizona and all the cities and towns that you're in all across Arizona. We've been blown away by the impact that you've had on local community. So thank you, and thank you all the members for being here and supporting Local First and supporting local community.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Isaac. We really appreciate it. And then also to Kim, who's been answering all the questions so promptly. So that was fantastic. So just as a reminder, we will be having, I dropped the link in the chat, but it's kind of moving a little quickly. But the link where this webinar will live is at www.localfirstaz.com/COVID webinars. So you can expect to see that by tomorrow afternoon, evening. So feel free to share that. And then we'll probably also post it in our Local First Facebook group for people to share it from that point. And then make sure you check out all the other webinars we have coming up. I think it's a little bit of everything for everyone.